Alrighty then, let's get it. Your 9 o'clock podcast for this Thursday, August 13th, 20.
Attention, star seeds. Attention, light workers. Attention, root workers. Attention, conjure doctors. Attention, nature-based faith practitioners. Attention, spiritualists. Attention, diviners. Attention, prophets. Attention, the spiritually eclectic. Attention for those seeking the road less traveled. This is time-sensitive cosmic information, so you might want to catch this. This is time-sensitive cosmic information that you can use in your prayers, manifestations, and other spirit works. Beam up now via this video or the audio link in this video's description box to get this on-the-fly esoteric wisdom. Beaming up now.
Ashe emojibatu Olodumare Bobo Egungun Ara Orun Bobo Orisha for another day to bask in the goodness of Onile's sacred earth. Every day given is very special, and here are a few details, cosmic details, pertaining to how. I'm iiiYansaje to Muse, and this is your early rising or your evening settling mystic forecast.
Hey, Kale, if you're catching this in the evening time, and Kara, if you are catching this in the early morning's rise. As always, I am iiiYansaje Muse, the Black Madonna of the airwaves, bringing you the music, the mystics, the mojo, and now your 9 o'clock p.m. or 6 a.m. cosmic weather forecast for August 13th, 2026. First, I'd like to give thanks to Olodumare Iba. I honor the Orisha of the day, Kabiye Siyo Shango Baba Mi. I honor your Ori, your ancestors, your Orishas, your spirit guides, and all saints of your respective faith for leading you here tonight. Iba Igba Mole, I honor the calabash of the planets and the Odu that gave us the 7-day cycle. Otorapon Tora. Ashe. And it's August 13th, 2026. Leo season is still in full effect. It is the 8th Thursday of summer solstice, the 4th one of Leo season, with 4 on the daily numerology. And 13 adds up to a 4 as well. So we got a hidden 444 energy, and that lands on Shango's day of expansion, Ojo Bo, in the Yoruba days of the week. Now, 4 is about nailing down foundations, where Shango's essence is of inner transformation, fire, passion, and motivation. So may Shango bless you with the courage and the motivation to nail down your new foundations, the ones that your future self lives by, not your recent past or even your current present. Because see, Mother Earth moves on all fours. North, south, east, west, summer, autumn, winter, spring, dawn, noon, dusk, midnight. You get my drift. So take that 444 energy, set it on Shango's fire, and use that fire to keep your higher destiny ablaze. In general spirituality, if you are a Pisces or a Sagittarius, Thursday is your turn up day of the week because it's ruled by Jupiter. And Jupiter rules all of Sagittarius and half of Pisces. So y'all can turn up every Thursday because it's your ruling day. In fact, if you feel a little bit extra, that's probably why, on Thursdays anyway. Tonight the moon is waxing crescent. I'm fresh out of the new moon, actually, in the house of Virgo. And we know that Virgo is all about putting in that work. So make sure you do that. Ashe? All right. We have officially entered the third decan of Leo season. So if you are a Leo born between the 13th and the 22nd, you are a Leo with a pair of dangum ram horns. You are half Aries. That's right. And in the Kemetic way of the stars, we are in the season of Haru. Ah. And in the 12 figures of African spirituality, we are in the season of the kola nut, which is very, very powerful and useful in spiritual traditions concerning Ifa and Orisha. So, know your signs in the other primordial systems and see how it lines up with your Western one. Because after all, the Kemetic and the 12 figures and the Mayan astrology system were actually there first. Ashe? All right. All right, other 11 zodiac houses, haterade ain't alkaline. Make sure that you are showing all of us Leos some love as we continue to turn up in our season. And while you're at it, learn a thing or three about the Leo that lives in you. That's right. Break out your natal chart, study your placements of House 5, Leo, and the Sun to learn about that little pocket of yourself that's Leo Royale. And if you were born on August 13th, here's a little bit more zodiac dry snitching for you. You are ambitious. You have high ideals, determination, and energy. You are very trustworthy, and you strive to excel in whatever you undertake. You are sentimental and loyal, and you love your family above everything else. You are loved by all because of your sympathy and generosity. Oh, I like that. So put all that in your pipe and smoke it. I'm going to take a quick break, and I will be right back with your planetary retrograde report. This is 222.9 the Mothership, radio for the cosmos, and this is your 9 o'clock p.m. or 6 o'clock a.m. cosmic weather forecast.
Did you enjoy your astrology sip in the Malbec Planetarium? I hope so. Well, let's see how that energy expands when we take it inside for a deeper meaning with I Chings and Scarlet Serenes. That's www.POETICALLYMUSED.org/IIICHINGS SCARLETSRENES. I bet you won't meet me there tomorrow. Ashe.
And we're back. You caught me with a mouthful of berry smoothie. So we got 4 planets that are currently busting the moonwalk, starting with Pluto that went in on May 6th in Aquarius, coming out on October 15th. Now, in general spirituality, Pluto rules Scorpio, so you Scorpio babies and you Aquariuses might get your duck quacked a little bit more by this retrograde than the other 10 houses, because Pluto rules Scorpio and Aries is where he came to dance. Pluto is the planet of regeneration, transformation, and minding your taboos, which shift us straight into those of us that live the Orisha life. For those of us that live the Orisha life, Oya and Orunmila are good Orishas to connect with the Pluto essence. Why? Because Pluto ends the galaxy we know about and begins the one we don't, as Oya guards the gate between the land of the living and the ancestral unknown. And Pluto is a planet of transformation, which is Winnie Winnie Yo Ashe Iyami Oya's middle name. And rejuvenation, regeneration. Pluto is actually the higher octave of Mars, and you regenerate by minding the little things that make the big differences in the long run. And those little things that are pertaining only to our cosmic designs are called taboos. And that's where Orunmila comes into play. And if you sat with them, if you know, you know. Pluto is actually the most subtle of retrogrades, where you will really have to buckle down on the consistency of becoming your future self, one small task at a time. The thing to keep in mind during Pluto's retrograde is what's small is large and what's large is small, okay? All right. So there's where you pay attention to the little things that make all the big differences. Ashe. Now we still got Saturn and Neptune doing the do-si-do in the house of Aries. Neptune went in on July 7th and will be coming out on December 12th. Neptune is the big mama planet that is ruler of the dreams, the higher octave of Venus. She is the planet of divine compassion, higher ideals, and deeper levels of spirituality. So, in general spirituality, Pisces and Aries will be most affected by this retrograde because Neptune rules Pisces by half, and Aries is where she came to dance. And for those of us that connect with Orisha traditions, the Orisha to connect with are Olokun and for other paths of spirituality, um, deep water deities, because they represent the deep subconscious, the deep treasures that all of us are holding at the bottoms of our own wine dark seas. But with this energy and the energy of Aries, which is action, initiative, you really want to be mindful of what you take spiritual action in. Stay grounded in your values so that you can better honor your intuition. Avoid too many vices because spirituality is already high, and every vice, every substance you take in contains a certain spirit. So you don't want to take anything into your being that might throw you out of alignment. You know what I mean? Speaking of guarding your alignment, make sure you are not allowing yourself to be provoked. And you do this by embracing all conflict from a spiritual standpoint. That way, you will not be provoked into acting in expired versions of yourself. Ashe? All right. Okay, we still got Saturn also in Aries, Big Daddy Saturn. That busted the moonwalk on July 27th, coming out on December 10th in Aries. So Neptune and Saturn are going to be kicking it in Aries' house for a while. So this is why you may feel this driving force energy where people who are really aligned, living spiritual, living in good character, doing what they're supposed to be doing. That's why people in that sector, their lives are experiencing major upgrades, while people who've been dancing on the wrong side of Issues Crossroad are getting their asses handed to them in glad sandwich bags. It's destined. And that's why Big Daddy Saturn and Neptune are both dancing in Aries right now. And Saturn is the trickster planet of karma, discipline, power, carnal energy, and grounding. Rules Capricorn by all and Aquarius by half. So if you are a sea goat or a buckethead or in a ram squad, this retrograde is going to quack your duck a little bit more than the other 9 houses. And for those of us that live the Orisha life, you really want to connect this to Eshu and Babaluaye because both hold very strong energies in connection to Saturn. Eshu, well, Saturn's the trickster planet. That's pretty self explanatory. Karma, well, those are a part of Eshu's blessings. Blessings or lessons, depending on which side of the crossroad you choose. Discipline and power, Babaluaye, not just for sickness, but also for discipline and protection over the long suffering. Carnal energy and grounding, well, there's both. So, how do you blend all of that down into a smoothie you can drink? First off, put the popcorn away. Because when you receive word that people who have done you dirty are getting their karma, know that you are being tested too. Because your soul has to be rotted to a certain degree in order to be pleased with anyone's misfortunes, even the ones that didn't do you right. This is where you reflect on the most important life lessons so that you can call out your own patterns and jump off of some of your own hamster wheels. Because as long as your spirit is in a human meat suit, please believe you got your own doorstep to sweep off. And Saturn's retrograde is a good time to address inner and outer crossroads, and that helps you keep your divine priorities in check over your earthly ones. So stay on top of it because there are rewards for those who strive for divine mastery. Last but not least, Chiron just Jumped into the retrograde dance 3 days ago, August 3rd in Taurus, and will be coming out January 6th in Aries. Now, Chiron went into the house of Taurus on Juneteenth, and that speaks a lot more to the wounded healer finally getting their just due here on Earth. And connecting that to this retrograde, you really want to turn all of your pain into power. So, if you're getting memory relapses of traumatic things you've experienced, perhaps you aren't being set back in your healing. Perhaps the universe is bringing these things up so that you can transmute them into things that can help others that are currently where you've been. Ashe? All right. There's my planetary retrograde report. You can always check for your personal placements of these planets in your natal chart. And if you need some help understanding these things, well, give me a call on the Mothership's Mentorship and Guidance Hotline at 314-200-0368. I am iiYansaje Muse, and you are getting your 9 o'clock p.m. or 6 o'clock a.m. cosmic weather forecast.
222.9 The Mothership Internet Radio celebrates 5 years on the airwaves. On 222 February 22nd, we celebrate 7 old school music rotations dedicated to the preservation of the musical genius of our ancestors. We've been spinning the rare cuts, pulling the jewels off the B-sides, and feeding your soul 7 different ways. And these planetary rotations are aligned with the daily ruling planets and the 7 main Orisha. We celebrate 5 years of spiritual teachings, highlights of special artists, cosmic ear hustles with everyday people, and everyday cosmic weather forecasts. We celebrate infusions with DJ Black Ice. We celebrate 5 years of wisdom sharing, building, and soul feeding groove. So if you have been enjoying the music, the mystics, and the mojo, then use the links in the description box of this video to show your support to 222.9 The Mothership Internet Radio, whether it be a singular donation or make it a monthly thing. No amount is too great or small, so let's come together as one cosmic nation under the groove and keep 222.9 The Mothership Internet Radio on the air for years to come. Celebrating 5 years. Ashe.
Thank you for joining me for this cosmic weather forecast. I certainly hope you gain some things that will help you have a divinely aligned Shango Bliss Thursday, and may he raise the fires of your motivation to do all the best things for yourself and others around you. If you are listening at the 9 o'clock hour, stay tuned for my Wind's nightly vision of what love looks like in veneration to Oya. And I'm going to spin this one off with a little music from, I think I want to do Loose Ends. You can't stop the rain. Because when Oya and Yemaja start bringing that water down, there's nothing you can do but get cleansed. If you're listening at the 6 a.m. hour, stay tuned for the Rising Benbei to Shango before we get to your funky Firestarter Fathers Up song and your Leo season feature featuring Isaac Hayes. Nope, that's Dave Hollister. Isaac Hayes is the season finale on the 20th. My bad. And always remember, the sky is big enough for us all to be stars. And in the words of George Clinton, free your mind and your ass will follow. This is 222.9 The Mothership.
Every day is special. Why not find out mystically how? This is the forecast on your Mystic Music Haven on the airwaves, 222.9 The Mothership. Beam up.